Good evening. My name is Kevin Marshall. I'll be going over the pros and cons of online banking. This is the individual project from the Business 615 Spring of 2019 term. Today we'll go over an overview of online banking, a brief history of online banking, some features versus benefits, online benefits, online banks, conclusion, and some references. Okay, so what is online banking? Online banking is defined in many ways, but basically it's financial transactions via the internet. It's also referred to as web banking. It requires a computer or some kind of electronic device with an internet connection, as well as a bank account. Transactions and features will vary from each servicing banking institution. Let's go over a brief history of online banking and how to get to where we are today. So from 1981, New York City banks tested at-home banking. So several banks that got together, you had the Chase Manhattan, Citibank, Chemical and Manufacturing Hanover. They offered online banking through a terminal, keyboard, and computer monitor or television, and accessed the accounts with the help of landline phones. There was limited of capabilities of what could be done, and there was also not widely accepted or even offered to many people. In 1983, the Bank of Scotland released its version of HomeLink, which was a form of online banking. It had a limited ability to pay bills and transfer money through landline internet connection. It was still limited on who was available to. But in 1994, the Stanford Federal Credit Union was the first financial institution in the United States to offer internet banking to all of its customers. This was revolutionary. This kind of what we think of as online banking today. But by 2006, 80% of U.S. banks offer online banking services. A survey was done in 2010 that showed that online banking was growing faster than the pace of that of the internet. Features versus benefits. Okay, so this gets confused a lot, especially in the marketing world. So people will list off features, and it just seems like a bunch of words at some point. It's essentially an attribute or aspect of something. Features for online banking can vary from each institution. Features typically describe what services are included in a purchase or a product. So features could be self-setting clock or one-click financial report, customer programs, or 24-hour access. But the benefits differs because it gives the features a value to the customer. This is important because it provides a consumer with the so what factor to apply to their life. In other words, how does this benefit me? Benefits are the most important part of marketing products or services to consumers. Self-setting clocks, for example, offer convenience. One-click financial reports save time. 24-hour access give the consumer peace of mind knowing they can check their account whenever they want. So some online benefits to highlight. There's countless features and benefits that can be explored at the consumer's will. So it's at their own will, though. That's part of the problem. But it does allow them a lot of benefits. The features continue to increase and are expected by most consumers. If used properly, consumers could save money, better manage their money, decrease stress, and in theory, increase overall happiness. So just to highlight again, a couple of major ones. There's customizable reports, near real-time transactions displayed in a user interface, no more standing in lines, there's 24-hour access, easier to manage multiple accounts and actually able to even open up multiple accounts without the fear of not being able to keep track of them. And then of course there's the mobile banking, which has been the biggest development in recent years for online banking. Overall, this gives consumers the convenience, saving them money, providing them peace of mind, allowing them to save time, and of course, helping them fix their finances. So some of the top online banks, just to highlight a few, there's Ally, E-Trade, USA, Discover banks. These banks are able to operate solely online, and in doing so, they're actually able to lower their operating costs. They're not paying for tellers at banks or paying for the space to rent there. They're actually also lowering their costs of how much money they have to keep as well. There's not the requirement of keeping $250,000 per million or anything of that nature. It offers better interest-bearing accounts, and actually does provide as well better yield producing accounts for the savings accounts. So much much more competitive than that of traditional banks. Mobile banking allows consumers to bridge the gap with deposits and even more features. It actually also is helping with exposure to people that were afraid to commit to going into online services. In the past, online protection wasn't as strong, so there was a little bit of the fear that they would lose their banking information. These banks were also able to waive a larger variety of fees, such as ATM fees. That's a big one. If you're ever somewhere where you do need cash and all you have is an online bank and you have a debit card, a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm going to have to pay these fees. Well, yeah, sure, you'll have to pay the fees, but the bank will reimburse them afterwards, which, again, and that's just one example of the many fees that they're able to waive. So in conclusion, online banking is not perfect, but it has evolved and adapted over time. Online banking is not just features available to customers, but it provides a variety of benefits. Mobile banking is perhaps the most critical advancement for online banking in recent years. Nearly all banks offer some form of online banking services, and exclusive online banks are growing rapidly in popularity. Here are some references. Once again, my name is Kevin. I went over the pros versus cons for online banking. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for your time. Take care.